Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they're short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 5 10-minute meeting. 40th birthday doesn't care. I don't care about them. We're even. All right, it started with the mayor. If you have a fiery yard, trim that up and rat out your neighbor if they aren't cleaning up their yard. And 4th of July was great. And hot weather shelter volunteers are great. And here's a We Love You Team USA 1-minute video for our Oregon Olympic athletes. And I make videos, and this was a video. And then a special presentation, the So Ready Southern Oregon Regional Economic Development and Corporation. The director said, our goal is to be the most business-friendly region in the West Coast. Our budget is $800,000, and we focus on business, tourism, talent, housing, and child care. We don't charge businesses, but liaise between private companies and local governments. We are helping the developers of the Croman Village project. And then city manager Sabrina Cotta, I propose she looks like this. This is very much like most of the people in the 40th birthday party. Look, they like right now. So she says, hey, the website, I'm still working on it. The newsletter, it's up. The September 12th new coffee and conversations meeting is going to happen on the September 12th. The new crosswalk is beautiful, and DEI training continues. We go to public forum, boom, and then public forum. A stylish lady in a straw hat. Restaurant businesses are down 20%. We need a permit process for A-frames and a more food and beverage tax percentage coming back to the businesses to compensate us to cover costs. And then a super old guy showed up, and oh man, the world's heating up fast, says super old guy, and we should do our part. And then a headscarf lady said, take climate change seriously. And then a girl kid showed up and said, I have to stay indoors more. I hate climate change. And then the announcer voice kid said, firefighters and capitalists need lower NOx. All right, and then a redhead lady said, we should pass the clean air package, and shame on you, council, for hiring the new parks guy commissioner when Leslie Eldridge fixed so many things that Michael Black did terribly. Ooh. And then a gray-haired lady said, I electrified my home, so many things Michael Black did terribly, she fixed. And then oh no, I got confused. Wait, gray-haired lady fixed her home and she loves it. And then a girl said, I live in Medford, but Ashland should fix climate change. And then a lady said, I support the kids. And then a Gaza lady said, I saw gruesome Gaza footage online, so let me describe that for you. And she did. And then consent agenda, liquor license for the Science Work Museum was approved. Science Work Museum, liquor license. And then buildable land inventory, planning department king, Brandon Goldman, he's a king there. He says, hey, here's a report we'd like to put in the city filing cabinet, however that works. Council has to allow us to put it in the city filing cabinet, and here's the guy who made the report. And the guy who made the report shows up and says, hey, according to our map, there are 1,400 dwellings that can be built in the city, and 1,300 that can be built in the urban growth boundary. And we expect 858 dwelling units built over the next 20 years in town, so that's right, 40 dwellings per year, and Public Forum showed up, and get ready. Guy was bigger than this guy coming at me right now. He's a big guy. He said, guy, big dude with short hair, came in hot, and he said, who here on council works for a droid? He goes, you can't say? I can tell who works for a droid. I was sent by God, and your greed, counselors, is ruining the south side of Ashland. Traffic is jacked. This council cares more about growth than existing citizens. Think about it. I'm a liberal and I like money. Basically, he then rolled out hot as well. It was amazing. But it was all approved to put this inventory into the city filing cabinet, however good that is going to do. And then a second reading of the Fern Street right-of-way being given from the city to the landowners. And the city says, oh, this is all fine. And so that was approved. And then Interim city manager Sabrina Cotta says supplemental budgets right here. She says Parks got $62,000 in new grants, and Rocky Houston, the new parks director, was there. He stood, he waved, and then he sat down again. And $271,000 in helicopter logging money came in. Oh, by the way, we didn't make as much helicopter logging money as expected, so we just moved some money around, expenses, everything's fine. All approved. And then Sir Jack, Social Equity and Racial Justice Action Committee. The tiny Surge lady, she's tiny, and she said, here's the new Surge lady who was less tiny. And she said, here's some history of the Klan and Chinese discrimination in Oregon. Our recommendation is the city should hire a historian. And then there was some public forum, and tiny Surge lady jumped in for that and said in 2023, the city voted against racism. You should add specific language to stop Jew hatred. General religious tolerance isn't enough. And then a local builder stood up and said, hey, I've had a bullet in my window and swastikas on my property, and after October 7th, people felt okay being and saying more anti-Semitic and racist things. There should be some more education. And then this one says, she goes, hey, I moved to add a line item in the next budget to have a racist historian on staff. I mean, a historian focused on race. My bad. Hey, you know what I'm saying. And that was all approved. And then tiny Surge lady showed up again, and she said, in the last DEI training outline, there was no mention of race and ethnicity. Specifically, anti-Semitism needs to be mentioned specifically and added. And then this guy shows up and goes, hey, we need to remove some word in the proposal because of some lawsuit. And then this one goes, I thought we weren't going to talk about that tonight. And then he goes, it's a pending lawsuit. And she goes, the crime happened in Jackson County Prison. And then this one jumps in and goes, oh, stop, everyone stop. Everything's fine, nothing to see here, move away. This might be about the OSF actor who was chained to the drain in the county prison, and he's suing the city and because he was detained for being drunk, allegedly. I say allegedly. And I don't know what the word is. Maybe actors are now a protected class. I'm not certain. And did they vote on it? I don't even think they did. I think they just kind of moved on. And then committee reports. Housing and Human Services Committee said, we award grant money and have a draft of our housing master plan production strategy, looking to create a new mobile home park in town, eh? And the Public Arts Committee said fundraising for crystallizing our call and where the crow lights and more ODOT boxes, some new art thing right inside Lithia Park at the beginning of the park, and a public art walk. We are going to do more crosswalks like the one there at Lithia Park. And then Historic Preservation Committee, they give awards and medallions, and they could use a budget. And then this one says, you know who's great? That Peter Fakel. He's so good. And then Planning Commission said, we make decisions and we make recommendations to council. We look at ADUs, SOU, mobile home rules, and applications are down for building, and we hope for more. We want more building. And then Transportation Advisory Committee said, we put green sidewalks on Ashland streets. And this guy says, I fly planes, and we can see those things from space. And then the CPAC, the Climate Energy Policy Committee, said, we have $10 million in a loan program almost approved by the FDA, and we're getting lawn equipment to transition from gas to electric. And then the city manager job description. Whatever it used to be, they added the words DEI and emergency manager. That's all approved. End of meeting, you're welcome!